Hi, my name is Danny Sheehan. I'm with Coatings Coffee Shop. We are in World of Concrete Day 1, and we are here in the Epoxy Live booth. There's so many demos going on
That's
today.
A lot. We have 10 total.
That's amazing. So I'm here with my new friend Lorenzo. Lorenzo, nice to meet you, get to talk to you. There's so much going on in this booth.
There's a lot. We really wanted it to be a really full and packed booth. So on top of all the demos that we have a few different events going on. So actually right now, which is why we're really busy, we have our Epoxy Live painting happening. Anyone who wants to can come in and play with it and learn how it works and how it reacts. We're doing what we call metallics right now. And those are basically really ground up fine pigments that can mix into the epoxy and make it really sparkly and shiny. We have behind us the Epoxy Live banner. It's a paint by numbers with no numbers. Anyone who comes in gets to paint a little bit and experience. And then our last one is our Barbie Dream House, which is over here. The Barbie Dream House is organol. It's a bunch of tiny little powdered quartz. You put them in a little jar and get a fun, cute keychain. And the Barbie Dream House is actually a real Barbie Dream House that we've rebuilt with all of the materials we're actually showing here. So all the floors are real floors you can have in your actual house.
That is so cool.
So it's super fun, super fun.
Yeah, okay, so how long have you been with Casto?
So I started Casto with my father almost 2 years ago.
Amazing.
Yeah, so we basically realized one day, why are we doing all of this work for other people when we can be doing it for ourselves? And we really wanted to be educators and trainers, and we kind of just, it wasn't working out where we were, so we got together, we made a plan, and we started this, and we started doing education and training. We work with University of Florida and UCF and Valencia, because we're from Central Florida.
Awesome.
So we work in that area, and we do hands-on materials trainings with their master's students who are going through their architectural design course, so they get to experience true material, hands-on, touch it, feel it, play with it. And we do trainings with vendors and material suppliers and contractors, which is like what we're doing here.
Okay.
So you get a job, you don't know how to do it, you work with us, we train you. And then the last one is we do more classroom style, where we'll go in with architects or with companies, and we'll actually teach them the theoretical processes behind pigmentation and why it cures and what the materials are, strengths, weaknesses, all the real boring stuff.
No, but it's fascinating. And then, I mean, walking around, there are so many incredible designs.
Yeah.
It's been so cool. So talk to me a little bit about that training process.
Okay, so in the booth, there's 10 stands, 10 material sponsors.
Yeah.
Each sponsor has chosen material, or we kind of worked with them to pick one that we thought would be fun to look at.
Okay.
Everyone has their basic floor, right? But we wanted a fancy one.
Right.
And each of them was co-opted or paired with a pillar of design in a couple different ways like that. It's been a lot of trial and error, I would say.
Yeah.
More just years of experience. We oftentimes like to just go, okay, well, we know it works this way, but can it work this way?
Yeah.
And if you had seen all the samples, before they were finished, we had layers of tape and boards and things and blockings, and getting it to that point. Let's say the manufacturer uses a large size aggregate or flake or sand in their product.
Right.
Well, okay, cool, that gives us this look. What happens if we use really, really tiny ones or really big rocks or whatever it is to change the final look and design? Which is why you'll actually see some that are like aggregate, like blends of a bunch of different things and colors and sizes that might not be offered by the company, but it doesn't go against their process. So it's a fun way of really just experimenting and getting to a final product that is creative. Because not all of these floors were designed with creativity in mind. Like the one we just demoed is a pool and sports and locker room floor.
Okay.
It's designed to be non-slip and be safe and would be colorful, but they didn't design it with the idea of doing like patterns or spirals. So then you just have to add in like an artistic flow into that.
Yeah.
It's not only the experience in the materials. So Matthew, our CEO, he's 40 something years in the industry, 30 of them being in theme parks. And then I worked the same on the contracting side, so installation.
Yeah.
My background is actually in fine arts.
Oh,
so his is business management, mine is fine arts, and that aggregate really brought us to a point where it works really well. And how do we get to these final points?
Did you ever think, as having a fine arts background, that you would work in Florida?
Absolutely not. I grew up my whole life helping my dad remodel and installing, going to work for free, all of this stuff that happens with it. And I was like, I'm going to get as far away from this as possible. I went into video game design. I did oil painting and sculpting and all these things. And then I finished school and I was making no money and I had no job. And I was like, I'll work with you for the summer. And then the summer became a year, and then the year became this. And honestly, I love it because it is all the things that I love about creativity, freedom of expression, and being able to create something. But it's not a finite piece. It's not a canvas. It's not a sculpture. It's sometimes I can work in massive space. At the new park in Orlando, we were able to do some enormous floors that are unreasonably large when you're trying to think about art in itself, right? Thousands of square feet. So it completely expanded my worldview on how I can use art and creativity.
No, absolutely. And like you kind of get to tell this story
100%.
in all of these buildings that you're working on, all of these projects, wherever you're working, and put it all together, and it has a purpose.
Yeah, so we like to say that we are consultants in themed entertainment is what we call it.
Okay.
And it's any type of construction that has a theme, right? So
Yeah.
hotels, museums, theme parks, casinos,
Sure.
anything. I mean, even here in Vegas, you walk into like the Venetian and the story is Venice. So how do you get to that? And it completely allows us to, yes, tell stories and expression, and it's super, super fun. We're very blessed to be able to be here and work with the people we work with. We have professional painters that have come in to work with us. We have carvers, beautiful work.
Yeah, no, I love this. This has been so great. Thanks for chatting with
Absolutely,
me and
anytime.
telling me about it. I'm like sitting here, well, I could get into this maybe.
The threshold for the barrier for entry is low. I mean, we got everyone starting to play with it right now.
Right, exactly. No, this is awesome. Matt was on our sound stage earlier, so we got a really great interview with him. And we're getting lots of B-roll and videos of all of the demos. So you'll be able to see that on codingscoffeeshop.com. Thank you so much for your time.